Hi, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, there's more news coming out. There's more drama going on with this. Oh my god. Will thinks he's above code of conduct. He's above everything because he's a big actor, because he's black, because I don't know what's going on. Like I said, this is not the BET Ebony Soul Train Awards where you can do shit like this. And it's true that if a white person did this, we'd be kicked out, and if we fought it, we'd be arrested and have their award taken away. Not only did he refuse to leave, he still got up and won an award and kept his flipping award. Talk about bias in Hollywood when it comes to skin color. I mean, I've seen this from every single angle. From Facebook posting footage from behind Will and Jada. I feel sorry for Chris. I applaud Chris how he's handling this because it's making Will and Jada look like total narcissistic assholes. Okay, he's taking it like a gentleman. This is how human beings should act in this type of situation. One, with the utter shock when one didn't know that she had it, and he acted like he did. You could have waited until after they took a break because I know how shows like this work. They film, then they cut for commercials, and he could have went backstage and had future words with him, and then went back to his seat. You know what I'm saying? That's how adults react to standing up for the women and stuff. You don't do what Will did. I'm surprised that Will didn't get arrested for acting so ghetto. He's acting all this out because of the fact that what Jada put him through and still putting him through. It just came to a head. And Chris Rock was the victim of it. He was more of a gentleman, acting more mature and everything in this situation than Will has. He's Chris Rock done the Oscars many times in the past. And not one person took it seriously with his jokes. Because everyone knows he's just roasting them and it's just jokes. He don't mean it. And Will and Jada, if you didn't want people roasting you like Chris Rock did, then don't bring your family business and personal business that needs to be put behind closed doors out in the open. He could have roasted you bad after you punched him and then press charges. Okay? He could have. Seriously. I don't get, how Will is getting away with this. Seriously. I'm getting tired of, Hollywood kissing black people's ass. If you look at commercials nowadays, there's nothing but black people in commercials. Where are the white people really? You see Nationwide and stuff like that, but in like Gain and stuff like that. Do you see any white people anymore? TV shows, there's more black to white anymore. And black people screaming white supremacy and everything. No, it's black supremacy anymore. I don't care if y'all don't like it. Y'all took over. And if you don't like hearing the truth, don't like from a white person, then let the white people have some of the push and pull here. You do not completely take over and make the white the minority. You share the racial degradation, okay? And yes, there was slavery, and I feel sorry for that. But we don't have slavery anymore. That was hundreds of years ago. Burn the bridge, colored people. Burn the bridge. Okay? Because you are treated as equal anymore. You even have more than us. You have the Dublin freaking funds for college for you guys. You have freaking all kinds of shit for you guys that we white people don't have. Okay? You guys get away with a lot more than white people. Okay? I mean, seriously. We should be the one screaming racism because you black people are the most racist fuckers on the planet. And I'm not racist because of the fact that I have a Hispanic daughter, mixed race nephew, two nephews, and a niece. So please, if anyone should be talking about race, it's me. Okay? And they all don't look white. They all look like the race that their fathers are. Okay? They're not white, appearing white at all. Okay? And I even had a conversation with my daughter today about it. And she just didn't understand that because she was raised white like me, but she is half Hispanic, that she will get away with a lot more than me because of the fact that she looks like what's the race that are getting away with shit, like the Hispanics and the blacks and stuff. While white people are getting kicked in the ass for no reason whatsoever. Because due to the fact that we, for the past 300 years or so, we did not own slaves. And if you think about it, it was the blacks who started the slavery. The white people. Look it up. If they want to scream slavery and stuff like that, look up your damn history. Okay? I mean, there are some respectful black people. Like there's some respectful white people, respectful Hispanic people. There's evil in each race. I've seen. That's why I'm not racist. There's always a bad apple. Okay? But Will Smith seems like he's going through a lot of stress right now. And he needs to take time out to personalize what's important to him. To not open his mouth and take care of things, internally, personally, or whatever you want to call it, away from the public eye. And work on himself and his family because him, Jada, his kids, they're all falling apart. We see it. Come on. Look at what's going on right in front of you before they walked onto the red carpet. I mean, they posted on Instagram or Twitter or whatever, freaking celebrating chaos. Who would want chaos in their life? I mean, come on. You would want peace, inner peace, tranquility, happiness. Why are they celebrating chaos in this family? You know? And she's all happy and stuff like that with him and stuff. And yet, they can't take a joke. And yet, and then on top of it, in the past, when he was on Arsenio, which I love Arsenio, he made fun of a bald guy. And yet, someone can't do that. I mean, talk about being a little hypocritical. I mean, he needs to get a really good therapist. Go bomb. Not letting anyone know what's going on. Stop telling all your business. You know, keep behind closed doors and fix yourself and your family. Because you and Jada and the kids are looking ridiculous. Okay? Looking like spoiled freaking black people. Spoiled, entitled, rich black people. Okay? And I know people in Hollywood do make money and stuff, but you don't see Denzel acting like that. You don't see Chris Rock acting like that. You don't. I mean, there are a lot of black people in Hollywood that are famous that don't act like you and your family. They keep their problems away from the media spotlight. Did you, come on, people, agree with me here. Look at their daughter and what she was wearing. She didn't even look like she had boobs. She looked like a man in drag. While his son brought his boyfriend, and they're supposed to look like there's a concealed unit. After we know that there's problems in this family that need to be worked out. I mean, wife cheating, the alopecia. I'm sorry to say, but she deserves the alopecia for if she's gonna reveal, let her kids run amok like they did. I'm sorry, she's not the world's best mother, okay? She let her kids run amok over her, walk all over her, no discipline whatsoever. Her gay son, who was in the Karate Kid, get emancipated at age 14. 14. Just a teenager. Just becoming a teenager. And he claims he can be an adult. You don't know anything about being an adult until you're 18, 19, and you still don't at that point. Not until you're at least 40, 50 years old. You matured that much. And why didn't they fight that? Say, yo, you're too young yet. And she opens her mouth and says, I think he blah, 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 blah. He's 14. He's still a little boy. You don't know where he's going to go, what drug den. And I know Jada and her mother had problems with drugs. With weed and everything. There's problems there. There's been a problem since the kids were little. And it's never been dealt with. And it's now a boiling cauldron boiling over. Okay? There's drama there. And I believe in my heart, Jada lives off of the drama. Because you don't know anything else. And then her cheating on Will with her son's best friend. There's a big age difference there. That's like statutory rape right there. She could have gotten in trouble for it. And Will had no say in that? You tell me he did not know his wife was cheating on him with his son's best friend. Come on now. She was seen all around town with this kid. And she had problems in the past with drugs, and he was on drugs at the time and shit, and was getting through his mental ordeal and shit. How do you know that those two weren't freaking whoring and drugging at the same time? I'm sorry. Karma tends to come around to people. And I know alopecia is hard, okay? And it affects people in so many ways. But she's all about herself. She's so narcissistic. And poor Will, his career is suffering because of her and his kids. Because of the bad press from his wife and kids. Because they keep opening their freaking mouths when they shouldn't. I mean, his career hasn't been the same since I Am Legend. Okay? Even then, that was on shaky ground because they used a different ending than they should have. I mean, his career has been on the downfall. I mean, I haven't even seen this Richard movie or whatever because it wasn't advertised. I didn't know he had this movie out. I mean, I know he was doing the revamping of that Bel Air show, which I didn't watch because, I mean, the cast members weren't there. It was just, and the plot was all messed up. I mean, if you're gonna do a revamping of a show, revamp it to the same plot line or something, with new people or something like that. Like have some connection. The plot line have some connection with the original. And then promote it like, oh, this show is taking place after blah blah blah, which it doesn't. I mean, yeah, his career has been on a downslide for a while. He's so stressed about that. He's stressed about Jada. His kids. I mean, he needs to be a man, grab the bull by the horns in his family, and become a man and say, enough is enough. Jada, stop opening your goddamn mouth. We need to stop this red table talk. We're becoming looking like idiots and a laughing stock in Hollywood. I mean, I don't blame Chris. If there's bad blood now from between the two of them. Because it was, and like I said before in a different video, people watch G.I. Jane. I'm telling you, watch G.I. Jane. You'll love the movie. You'll love how Demi Moore is a strong female character in that movie against a whole group of men, and that she went through hell. It's an autobiographical movie that Demi Moore did to prove that a woman is as strong as a man. Okay? And Jada took the G.I. Jane joke the wrong way. While Will was laughing, he was taking it as a joke as it is because he knows Chris. He knows that Chris doesn't mean anything. Right? He's just cracking jokes. And Jada being her uptight self, because you can tell the look on her face when he started calling her G.I. Jane. Let me ask one question here. Did Jada Pinkett Smith ever watch G.I. Jane with Demi Moore in it? Because I don't think she has. Because if she had, she wouldn't have looked downward on that comment like she did, feeling like she was being insulted. She would have laughed at it. She would have took pride in it and just let him do his thing. Because Yara Jane was a strong female part in this movie. I don't think she even knew what Yara Jane was. And that's another reason why I really didn't like her little attitude. She had an attitude since before she even went to the Oscars because of the fucking title comment that she put on the Instagram or whatever, stating that something about chaos and shit. What kind of family lives in chaos? Chaos is not good. Chaos is not healthy. Okay? Who would want to live in chaos? Raise your hands. I mean, seriously. They need help. Badly. I mean,
that because I'm a grown-ass man. Will Smith can never handle something like that.
no.
Will Smith couldn't even handle a G.I. Jane joke at the fucking Oscars while sitting front row, knowing that he was about to win an award.
Exactly.
Seriously. The Academy says that Will Smith will be able to defend himself in a written response before the board meets again on April 18th. Disciplinary action for the actor could include expulsion, suspension, and other sanctions.
And he should.
So they're going to drag this on for a while. You know, Rome wasn't built in a day. We know how these type of things work. I mean,
why a while? Why couldn't get it done in a board?
Cases. Not something like this. I've never seen something like this before. But we all know that this is going to be a long process. Will Smith is going to be able to reply to this, but I don't think this looks good on his behalf.
No, it doesn't.
Because he was asked to leave. They didn't force him to leave. They didn't take the necessary steps to make him leave.
Exactly.
Like they would have had it been someone else.
Exactly.
But nevertheless, they asked him to leave, and he refused. He downright refused. And he should have did the classy thing and left.
And he's showing a picture of him after the award show when he was able to leave on his own recognizance, going to a party and enjoying himself. After almost humiliating Chris Rock.
But he didn't. Just like he didn't do the classy thing and take that joke. So that's 2 strikes already right there. I mean, you smack the guy on live television, and then you refuse to leave. And, you know, people are at home watching you give this speech and everything like that, and we don't know the details that you've had people repeatedly ask you to leave the premises, and you refuse. And I think partially they just didn't want to make a scene, but also the Oscars is woke, and they didn't know how to handle that. Had it been a white person,
yep,
they would have been out of there.
Yep.
But because they're trying to, you know, be more, I guess, inclusive, and I can't begin to understand how these people's minds operate, but they're totally like just off the wall, the things they think. You know, it's
we bend over backwards for black people, and black people still freaking act like they're assholes.
I think that they think that they would have been viewed as racist if they kicked Will Smith out of the Oscars, or if they didn't just sit there and accept everything he did, because they're that woke, they're that cringy and stupid.
Stop being woke and cringy.
To apply the same rules to Will Smith because they want
be
to be viewed
equal,
as holier than thou and totally accepting and totally woke, when in reality, it shouldn't matter what race you are. If you do something stupid, you do something stupid.
Stupid.
We all should suffer the same
And
consequences.
consequences.
But
Exactly.
they wanted to protect Will Smith in that moment because they still want to protect their narrative. The Oscars has been about bashing basically straight people. It's been about bashing white people. Let's just be honest. That's where half the jokes and half the aggression is pointed to in these jokes made at the Oscars. And I don't get upset about that because I can take a joke.
Exactly.
So I think that's why they didn't go as hard as they would have, because they don't want to lose that mystique about them, that they're the holier than thou, super, super. What is the word that they like to use? Damn, I can't think of some of these fucking woke nonsense words.
Bullshit.
Out of their mouth. They're allies. They want to be viewed as allies of BIPOCs,
What
black and indigenous people of color, and the LGBTQA plus A2.
Love you, babe.
I can't think of all the letters. But they don't want to be viewed as someone who is a non-ally.
Wait, you took a bath?
So if you fit inside those two demographics of the people who they think that they're trying to protect, or they virtue signal and claim they're trying to protect, then the same rules do not apply to them in their eyes. So that's why Will Smith was not physically kicked out of the Oscars. But according to what they're saying,
Will Smith kicked out.
No, people want him kicked out for what he did at the Oscars.
What did he do?
He punched Chris Rock.
Why?
Because he made a G.I. Jane joke about his wife.
Not starring Will Smith.
Why?
Because his wife is suffering from alopecia.
His what?
Will Smith's wife is suffering from alopecia. They both were at the Oscars. Chris Rock
from alopecia.
Yeah.
Similar Shogun here, and a couple of days have now passed since the.
And she's a little sensitive about it. And Will being the man.
Alopecia.
That's where a human being goes bald. And it also affects their speech and everything if it gets really bad.
Well, maybe he should make some more donations to Al Qaeda. Maybe that'll help.
Exactly.
And
Will and Jada couldn't take the joke that Chris Rock was saying, calling because of Jada being bald, because she came to the Oscars bald.
Yeah, well, there are wigs.
Exactly.
I mean, niggers think they can change their hair to blonde when there hadn't been a nigger born with blonde hair in the history of the world.
Exactly.
That's like having a nigger born with white skin. Hasn't happened yet.
I mean, and he's lucky Chris Rock didn't slap a arrest warrant on him.
I charged him with assault.
Yeah, and he didn't.
And then when he found guilty, charged him with a civil suit.
I would have done the same thing, but Chris didn't do that. See?
$1 million civil suit.
Exactly. Exactly. I mean, it's just ridiculous. How they treat white people and black people anymore.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to another Joseph Morris live stream. If you're new here, hello there. How are you? I'm Joseph Morris. I'm joined here by my beautiful, stunning, and brave, wonderful co-host, Miss Gabby, who is having a little snooze right now. So I'll try to give her a treat when she wakes up. Hello there. So this just in, Will Smith was asked to leave the Oscars after hitting Chris Rock, but refused to leave. The Academy just said this, declaring that he had violated their code of conduct. Okay, so if you're into this crazy Will Smith, Chris Rock slap story that is breaking news, like legendary, iconic, please make sure to hit the subscribe button below.
Bullshit
ring the bell so you never
needs to stop with these black people. Just because when they don't get their way, they freaking scream racism. And I learned this for a fact that the black people do this. Because of the fact that I was wearing a one-piece bathing suit. Nothing revealing, nothing. I was wearing shorts and a one-piece. Nice green at Dorney Park. And I was a season pass holder. Okay? There was a Hispanic person heavier than me wearing a two-piece string bikini with a thong that's up the ass, and the security guard told me to put clothes on. And I yelled at him and said, why aren't you telling them? Because they will scream racism. Then I went on a ride. I forget it. It was one of the popular ones. And his black female friend and whatever were about 25 people ahead of us. And this black guy came cutting through the line to be with them. 300 pounds. Nice. And there's a freaking sign right smack in front of him saying no line cutters. And what did he do? What happened? I told him to get back in the end of the line because you just cut in line. I was being fair and listening to the rules. And what did he do? He took his both burly black hands, grabbed me by my shoulders, and tossed me into the metal fencing that lined the freaking pathway. That, my dear, is assault. And I made a scene. And I told people, the security guard, after I rode the ride, what happened. And he's like, we had a problem, like something like this before, with black people from Philly coming here. And we tried kicking these people out before, and they screamed racism. So our hands are tied. So black people are allowed in Dorney Park to assault white people. Okay? I mean, I did not have a good time that day because of the fact that Dorney Park been more black friendly than white, because they're biased against the white people there. And then after the summer season was over, guess what else happened there? They arrested one of their employees for filming little kids dressing in the changing room in the water park area. Yes, nice freaking Dorney Park place to go to. Family friendly? Yeah, right. Okay. I mean, I was even getting on a wooden roller coaster with my boyfriend, and there was a fight between the two guys, and they were cursing and everything. And I applaud the person running the ride because she was like, if you're gonna be doing this, I'm gonna send you back in the line, because we do not talk like this in front of kids who are gonna be riding this ride. And they shut the fuck up. I applaud that operator. Okay? I mean, black people think they can do what the fuck they want to do because of their skin tone. No, the rules should be applied same across the damn board. Okay? Alright? I mean, I feel sorry for the kid who fell to his death from the drop thing in Orlando, but question the father saying he's a good kid and stuff like that, good student, and if he was such a good student, then let me ask you this: what was the kid doing at the age of 14 going to a theme park on a school night at 11:30 at night on a Thursday when he should have been home in bed. Okay? That's something you do during the summer or during the weekend. Not during when you have school the following day and you have to get up like 5, 6 o'clock in the morning. Okay? To go to school the following day. Okay? What was he doing at a theme park on a school night that late at night? If he was such a good kid. And 2, I bet you 100% the operator told him he was too big because he was told before on other rides that he was too big for the ride. And he was like, no, I'm staying on this ride. What kind of good kid doesn't listen to an operator? He was 100 and something pounds overweight for the ride. Okay? Because I've seen a news report where the woman had the fucking manual and shit and the bylaws and rules for this ride. And he was over 100 pounds. And I feel sorry for the operator because if he told him to get off, he would have screamed, the family would have sued the park for racism. Not because he was fucking heavy as sin for his age. I mean, 14-year-old kids should not be weighing 300 and some pounds. Okay? Put the kid on a diet. If your kid that big, make him work out. Do something to get that kid healthier. Stop shoving the McDonald's burgers and shit. And the heavy fucking food saturated in grease and fat and shit down your kid's throat. Because he's going to die at a young age. Because the body cannot handle that much weight. Okay? I mean, if you notice, they did a report with a blonde girl, skinny as fuck, saying, oh, thank God it wasn't me or my mother. I'm like, bitch, blonde bitch, that would not have been you. Because your harness would have fit. It would have snapped on securely where you wouldn't be able to move. Okay? You can tell because of his weight, that harness did not snap snugly on him. If it was snapped snugly, he would not have fallen out. Everything was running perfect with that seat. Even the inspectors even checked it and seen that it was still working. It was because of the fact of him being so fucking overweight for his age and the harness not fitting. And the family think they have the right to fucking sue? No, they have no grounds. Yeah, they should have had a secondary seatbelt. For those who are heavy like him, there should be a secondary seatbelt. I do agree with that. On rides like that. But he was so overweight and so big that he should never have been on that ride because of the harm. The operator should have seen that it didn't click. Didn't, make him where he can't move. You can tell the thing was jiggling, going up and down. Even the people around him were even saying, are you sure that's snug? He shouldn't even be on that ride and shit. Other people around him were freaking telling the operator to get him off the ride. I mean, there are rules and guidelines for a reason. And black people, they're in there for a reason, to protect white and black lives. I mean, you guys are not above the law like we are. We are not above the law. Stop fighting it and saying that you guys are above the law. You're not. Why do you think there's more black people in jail than white people? Ask yourselves that. Why there's black and black crime? I mean, seriously. Because black people think they're above everybody else. They have the fucking cojones. Just because of their skin color. And this. I mean, it has to stop. This making them more equal than God is making them act too entitled in everything. I mean, I don't. When you act out like you're holier than thou, is what makes white people mad at you. Because of the fact that you think you deserve more than us. You have no idea. You have no idea. Be not equal to us. And you're all getting away with a hell of a lot more than a white person would. Because of your skin tone. Just sickening. Sickening. And that's all I have to say. If you want equal rights, then let us have our equal rights too. Treat us as we white people, as we would treat you. Do unto others as others do unto you. And that I live by that motto.